Hello, viewers, and welcome. What should I say that again? Hello? I click late. Hello, viewers. Welcome to another third quarter podcast show. And, we're a little late starting today. It's all my fault. Everything is my fault. I can take that. I can take that all day long. But today we're going to have a great conversation like we always do. And, everybody know it's always about some form about relationships, men and women, wrong and right. But we gonna get it together. So today I actually have three beautiful guests. Two is here right now. One is on their way, and I know one. She got a lot of stuff going on. Business. I say, please come on. You can boost, advertise, do whatever you need to do to pump your business up, and you can tell the viewers what you got going on.
Hi everyone.
That's put it closer to you.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, but I have I'm a full-time mother. I have a full-time job, and I have a cleaning service, and it's called Cross Connections. And I just want you guys to get connected with me with any cleaning services. My number is 810-285-6626.
Cross Connections. Remember that. Cleaning, so we're gonna pump it. She gonna put it on my page. And come on now, we have to support each other. That's one thing that we don't do good.
Yes, we do.
We have to support. It don't cost nothing.
No, it
Just
doesn't.
support one another. And I have another beautiful guest on this show. So she can introduce herself.
My name is Keela Harrison, and I also have a business, Assiduous Beauty, and it is based out of Flint, Michigan. And I currently mainly do lash extensions, but I'm a licensed esthetician since 2008, and I do facials and massage and waxes, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Assiduous Beauty, ASSIDUOUS Beauty. And you can call me at 810-503-4355.
Okay, I hope y'all got that, because I might need to get my back done. I grow more hair on my back than the middle of my head. And I don't get a cut. I'll be walking around there looking like George Jefferson. But listen, today we have a great conversation, and I titled it "Let's Talk" because it's so much. There's so many things going on in the dating world right now. And there's so many things going on in the dating world, especially with relationships. And by me being a barber, by me being working in Detroit for 20 plus years, I hear a lot of men talk. A lot of them talk okay, but a lot of them is full of shit.
Yeah.
And I say this all the time. I will probably be married right now if it wasn't for a lot of bullshitting men out there. Mm-hmm. Destroying women destroying men, and it's just a 360 cycle.
Right.
And everybody is, I meet somebody, when every time someone meets someone, they don't trust them. And you have to go through these stages, the trust and all that. And by the end, somebody didn't walk somebody down, and somebody like, you know what, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, it's no way that I can start dating someone in a couple of months and we having an argument.
Right.
An argument. And especially, I'm 50. There's no way in hell I should be arguing with another 50-year-old, 40-year-old, 45, 30-something-year-old woman. I don't go past 35. But there's no way I should be arguing with a woman. We should have a nice, decent conversation, no matter what it is.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't find myself dating women where we get into these arguments. And it's not really arguing because I don't argue. So I would just sit there and hold the phone and listen. And when they go into their 5, 10, 15-minute rant, and as soon as they finish, I'm like, don't call me no more. Because it's not, if I allow that to go on,
Right.
it's not going to work.
Right.
And then even when I know a lot of men and women, because a majority of my friends are women, and I learn a lot from them, a lot. And they just want a man to come to them and just talk.
Mm-hmm.
these men they keep trying to keep this image up where they just tough.
Yeah. That's
Your woman know you tough because she with you in the first place. She felt like you can protect her in the first place, and that's why she's with you.
Right.
But she just wants you to communicate and talk
Yes.
and just, when you're wrong, you're wrong.
Right. Communication is key.
Oh my
It's a
God,
key
that's
thing.
everything.
And that's why a lot of relationships fail and have a lot of problems because the other one person is their way or no way, or it's if that other person expresses themselves and tell the next person or the person they're with how they feel. It's always the offense or the guards are up. It's always, or you're trying to attack me, or you're trying to come at me wrong, instead of looking at it as this person is pouring out their heart to me, letting me know how they feel, and I'm going to try to correct it or try to work things out, if it's worth it, if the relationship is worth it. If it's not, then I'm gone. But other than that, it's a lot of communication issues. That's what I see
always-
with relationships have their problems.
Right.
You have to listen to each other. I mean,
Yeah.
it's important. The communication is very important. That's like,
Yes.
if you don't have that, you have nothing.
Right.
Because it shouldn't be an argument. It should be a
That's-
light disagreement.
Right. It can
and
be
then
to agree to disagree.
yeah, and if you disagree, then you have to
doing?
understand each
I'm
other
fine.
enough to say, "Hey, we both disagree. This argument is going nowhere. Let's
Right.
just leave it alone. Move on."
Okay, now I got two beautiful ladies here.
Yes.
One more just came in the door, late. I have another one coming. And introduce yourself to 5 Star so she'll know.
Hi, 5-star. I'm Latoya.
Okay.
Push that
Latoya.
business. Push
I
that
have a business, a cleaning service. It's called Cross Connections.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so my slogan is kind of like get connected with Cross Connection for all your cleaning
Okay.
needs.
Okay.
And I'm Keela Harrison, and I also have a business, Assiduous Beauty.
Okay.
So I do waxes and lash extensions.
Oh.
and, yeah,
Okay.
all nine. So
Okay. So you, both of you guys are in the city of Detroit.
No,
Your businesses.
well, mine is in Warren. It's
Okay.
based in Warren,
And
but
I'm
I'm from
actually-
Flint.
yeah, and I'm actually from Flint,
Okay.
so I'm based out of Flint right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I warmed the ladies up, and the title of the, no. See, there you go. And, but we're I titled this show because I remember me and you was going back and forth,
Oh, exactly.
and I titled the show "Let's Talk."
Okay.
So, meaning
That's
let's talk. We're going to talk about all the issues with single,
Being
with
single?
people in relationships, what everybody is going through, because I know she is in a relationship, and she's in an awesome relationship. So I got another lady's coming. She's not in one, but no matter what, it always end up everybody is going through the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically. And I think the last thing I was talking about how, these men, like I told them before, we talked about it, I always say, I would have been married by now if it wasn't for these men, screwing over good women.
It's
And
the
now it's just a
images.
cycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to be more of a rapper, an image of a rapper, and then
Yeah.
what's in those
Always
lyrics?
says that.
And the lyrics.
You have to let that ego go. That you have
And
to
you gotta
be.
realize what's
If you
reality.
can't run into a man that is able to do that, it's
Right.
more than likely not gonna work.
And those
Exactly.
are rappers, and you cannot base your life off of what's on television. You have to
Yeah,
really
they got
tap
it
into.
bad too.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's the talk, the way they dress, the way the language they have towards women.
Yeah,
It's
and
all
they use
based
the
off
same
feeling.
language in text messages.
Yeah.
And they use the same language on applications.
It's like when you have to cut the cycle or cut it off.
It's that bad. So that's what we was talking about, because I know I be tearing her ears up. I be tearing her ears up.
Yeah, I hear, this stuff. I
Yeah.
hear so much.
I tear her ears up with the stuff I be going through, and it just be hilarious to me that I'm not just the only one. It's a lot of good women and single women and single men out here that really want to be in something committed, but they're scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are scared.
Yeah.
And like I tell her all the time, and my mother used to say this all the time, when you start seeing someone and soon as they do something wrong or say something wrong, you should just get the hell out of there.
I mean,
Because everything that a man's supposed to be doing for a woman, first of all, like I was saying before, a woman knows, like, y'all in relationship, so y'all in relationship, y'all knew off the rip that this man didn't have to say nothing. Y'all ain't have to see his fighting skills. Y'all knew that this man, spirit around him, y'all knew that he was a protector.
Right. Yeah.
So he ain't had to say that. And a lot of these women, I don't know why they don't see that. They see a car, a Hellcat.
Don't start, Cassine. I'm not working with you today, honey. Oh,
They
my
see these
goodness.
material things that men have, but that don't mean that this man can take care of you.
right.
Exactly. Yep.
Straight up take care of you.
Yep.
It's more to it.
It's important to have each other's back, because everybody, I don't care how much money you make, everybody goes through a down phase.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you perform during that down phase. Are you going to run out on me? Are you going to say, hey, we're going through this and that, and, and not communicate that,
Yeah.
to your partner, and then just go do something with somebody else? That's not fair. You
Yeah,
didn't communicate that to me.
And it's
You know what I
crazy
mean?
because when they go do something with somebody else, all you doing is just having sex.
Right.
That's not solving the problem. You going to somebody else to talk about what's at home.
Right.
Right.
And you having sex, and then now you think your situation is better.
Right.
And it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It just got
Making it
worse.
Exactly.
Yes.
It just got
You
worse.
created
And
another problem.
Right.
yeah, I used to say, men was notorious for that. But now the playing field is even.
It
And
is.
it's you know why? I'm sorry for cutting you off, but it is because the women are so used to being like dogged out, so they're thinking that they can be like a guy, the man. Oh, I can if he
If
do
they
it,
get
I
ahead of the
can do
game.
it. Type deal. But it really doesn't, bring any. Because every woman, I don't care what they say. They want somebody that love them, protect them, and and just that's there for them. They don't really care for all that. But a lot of women have been hurt. A lot of damage, like a lot. I was married at one point, and I was married for 11 years at a young age, and yeah, it put me through the ringer. Went through the ringer, and so I do have some baggage, and I try to, communicate it to my man now and tell him, like, if you love me, I love you. We have to try to work with me. I had some issues, but when women and men now, is no fight for the relationship. It's like we're done. Like when our grandparents were younger, they stick it out and stick it out. We see one flaw and we want to run away. We don't want to stick through it, but that's unfair that's unfair there because we all have been through things. We all are going through things still to this day. So why just walk away from a person that's dealing with something or dealt with something through their life? We all have trauma from childhood. We probably don't even know that we are dealing with that we bring into our relationships. You never know what we're really dealing with. And some people don't get counseling for it, but it's so easy to walk away. It's an easy thing to walk away, but it's a beautiful thing when a person want to stay and try to work things out together. That's a beautiful thing of a relationship.
But I think the ego thing, again, on men and women's part, has to be let go of. People need to take enough time in between their relationships to where they can heal from the previous.
Yes.
You were in a cycle, in this cycle, basically, with that person. You were in a routine. Is what I mean.
Right.
You were in a routine with that person. You have to give yourself time to undo that routine. Give yourself time to not look for that person's vehicle every time you ride down the street. Give yourself time to heal, and then you won't bring as much baggage to that person.
Right.
You still have a little bit, but for me in my relationships, I try to make sure that I am mentally to the point where if I say I don't want to deal with this person, I am actually to that point to where I just can't deal with that person anymore. It's not good for me. It's not good for my health or anything that I'm, got going on in my life. And once I let that person go, I'm not going back because I let you go for good reasons.
Right.
Exactly. So
That's healthy.
now I'm not bringing that baggage, because that was closure for me, and it should be closure for that person because I'm going to let hey, these are issues that we're having. So if you're, that person that has able to let that ego go enough to where we can work those issues out, then cool. But if not, it's not going to work for me.
Exactly. Exactly. But I believe in sticking it out in a relationship. Once you've established in a relationship, most of the people come on here, they're still in the dating process. So I believe that if you filter properly, then you can get to that point where you can stick it out with that person. But people are sticking it out, trying to stick it out with folks that they know they're not properly suited with. Okay.
Oh, that's
And,
perfectly said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for what reason?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
You know
think
that
that-
it's a problem.
Yeah,
I
you
think
know
that
it's not. You're
some
not properly
people-
suited. A lot of women
Yeah.
know, but we don't see the signs. and
Well,
we
I
still
think
go.
that some of them, it's almost a challenge. It's like if you already know it's not, but you're trying to change that person. Same for men. You try to change that person, or make them to be what you want them to be, or you want them to see the things that
in
you want them
them.
to see. But
In
if they
them,
don't
yeah.
visually see those things, themselves, it's not going to work. You have to equally be able to put that
Equally
ego
yoke.
aside
Equally
and
yoke
work
in some
those
ways,
things
yeah.
out. And if you see that person is if I see you fighting for the relationship and fighting to change those things, then we can work it out.
Excuse me. Can you talk into the front of the microphone? You're trying to
Sorry.
talk past it.
But if you can work, together on things, it works out a lot better than to try to combat each other's, feelings and thoughts of certain situations that you guys have. You have to work together. If they don't work together, it won't work.
But
Okay.
you
You can't
have
fight each
to
other.
have a quality person to work with.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yes.
the
That's
basics.
key.
Okay,
Right.
Look,
She said it.
we,
okay, so you can't even think about having a quality or a healthy relationship if you have a person who has all of this baggage. They haven't gotten that straight. Okay, so they're just gonna bring that into the relationship, and then you're trying to fight for a relationship with somebody who's not really worth it.
Right. Right.
There's so many people who come on here, and this is their issue.
And you know why is the issue? Because a lot of people, like you said, they're trying to work out things with a person that's not even worth them working it out with, or trying to be with a person. So you hit that right on the nose.
Yeah,
You know.
and it's usually for sex.
Yeah.
There's having sex too soon, and the sex is too good, and they're like, well, you know what? I'm gonna work with
What's
this
too
person.
soon?
Christine, we have a caller.
Don't.
Oh, we
you
have a caller.
Dare.
Headphones, everyone.
headphones. We have a
I
caller.
agree with that 1,000%.
Okay.
Hello, caller.
Hello, host.
Okay.
Hello.
Caller, what you have to say? Because I have some.
Now, wait a minute. Who is this? Is this?
Well, first of all, happy birthday, happy belated birthday again.
Thank you, the big 5-0.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
This is cliche. I was calling because
How did we know that?
I really want to say that I can appreciate these two young ladies that's on the show today, because for the first time in 9 months, I have heard something in the form of compromise. I've heard, instead of it being, one-sided, I am really hearing compromise. Both of them are in relationships, and both of them are speaking on ways to make the relationship stronger. And, we all push a particular message or image, but like they say, a lot of people are trying to portray something that's not healthy for, a growing relationship. So it's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear that, because I know I go back and forth, but I'm involved myself. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of effort into any woman that I deal with on a personal level. But it's refreshing to hear something in the form of compromise, because nobody's putting up a front.
Yes. Thank you.
5-Star said something. I really do believe in a woman being suitable for me, not necessarily compatible. Being suitable for me means that she's good for me. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, it's different strokes for different folks. Everybody, have a different insight when it comes to commitment. But I'm not stuck on whatever is supposed to be my way. I'm open to compromise. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all for that. And, if I would have knew 5 Star was going to be so late, I would have been at the door.
Shay, don't start with me today.
Yeah. I always make that phone call beforehand to see if you need me. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I live, even if I'm not there, I'm there. I'm there when I'm not there. But
Yeah,
I appreciate
you
y'all,
know, I would have called you if I need you,
Yeah.
but I finally, had some beautiful women that actually wanted to be here and really, discuss what we have going on here.
Make sure y'all share those businesses so I can push them.
Right.
So I can push them through my pages. I have like 15,000 people on my social media. So, share them businesses so I can push them through my
and it's
page.
free. It's free. We all need to do this for each other, and it's free.
I support my people. I support my people. I'm tied in. I'm plugged into a lot of things. A lot of people listen to me. So all I got to do is say go, and the phone will ring. So make sure that y'all, share them links or, share y'all pages to his page so he can share them through our pages. But I'm going to let y'all get back to it before 5 Star get on my head.
Wait a minute. I already kicked the scene. I already kicked him, Cliche.
That's why I love that dude so much. Okay, well, you know
Thanks
what?
for calling, Cliche.
Thanks, Cliche.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Y'all, enjoy the rest of I'm going to enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay.
Listen.
All right. Okay. We got a new guest in there.
Hello.
And I told him you was coming.
I'm sorry. I was
told
late.
him, it's gonna be a lot of men jealous of me.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Where
surrounded.
the guys?
Huh?
We're the guys.
He is the guy.
I got a day. I got enough info in me.
Oh, yeah.
I got enough trouble. I got enough bad and good in me to fire up anything.
We're not going to talk about the witches today.
No. But I want this new, beautiful lady to introduce herself.
Hello.
Tell us what you got going on.
My name is Julia. I go by Juju. So, hello everyone.
Hey.
I'm just a mom, a full-time working woman. Hopefully, I get my business going someday soon as I stop procrastinating. But that's another story.
We all do that.
Right.
It's connection all in this room right here.
I hear, I
Connection
see, I love
all in
it,
this
I
room
love
right
it.
now.
I came here today to give insight on a little bit of my testimony of what I've been through in past relationship, and I don't know what else to say. I'm a mom of an 11-year-old little boy, so that's about it.
And that's a job in itself.
Yes, it is.
See, me and Juju, they don't know. Me and Juju was on the phone talking about narcissistic.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, this is the one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And we was
Yes.
on the phone
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
going at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going at it, and I was
And
hearing her side.
and you were very informed. You did hella research.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head with a lot of things that you, and facts that you brought forth to the podcast when you guys touched on narcissistic people.
Yes.
And men are, unfortunately, statistically, higher for narcissistic personality disorder.
Yeah, women.
And I don't know if I can go
I
into
don't
talking
like to hear
about it.
that, but if
Well,
it's
go
true,
ahead.
it's true.
I mean,
But
we've
it
been waiting
is.
for you to come. So, because he had already told me, he said, yeah, she's going to come on because she missed last week. So I was like, okay, let's do
it
this.
was some stuff going on last week. But as far as my situation with an ex, I was in that relationship for, I want to say, like 2 years. And it was definitely life-changing. I feel like I've changed as a person because of it. The thing about narcissists, they are charming at first.
Yes.
They definitely wear a mask.
Yes.
They are definitely what is it? The Dr. Jekyll and Mrs.
Mr.
Hyde.
Hyde,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
they definitely know how they have two-faced
Control.
control. Yes, I went through all of that. I was isolated from friends that I usually had been close to for years, and went into a shell and was isolated from them, from my family. Um, he was very controlling, very manipulative. That is a skill that they definitely have. They're very manipulative.
Wait, now what do you mean by manipulative? If that's something that they always do, or they actions or what they say to make you always feel like you made the mistake, or
That and just an example, like my cell phone. I'll give a story. I have always been the person who paid my phone bill, right? It's my phone. And we end up having an argument over what I do not remember, because it was many arguments. And he threw my phone out the window of a moving vehicle on a freeway.
oh,
And so I had just gotten this phone too. It was a phone I had just upgraded, whatever. So like a day or two later, he was like, and I messed up. I didn't get insurance for the phone, so I ended up, would have had to pay full price for the phone if I wanted another phone. But I wish I had done that. So anyway, one day he's like, or 2 days later, he's like, I can put you on my cell phone bill and I'll just get you a brand new, better phone. And that's manipulation right there. And me, instead of saying, just give me all the money, because what you going to pay for whatever end up for the phone that's going to be in your name, you might as well give me the money so I can pay out the phone that I owe for not having the insurance on it and get another phone in my own name.
Right.
But I didn't think about that at the time, because he was paying the bill, checking the bill to see who I was talking to, control, like you said,
Exactly.
checking text messages. So that's just a form of manipulation of things that they do. When he threw my phone out that window, he already had the plan.
Right.
yeah, definitely.
He already, I didn't know this at the time, but he already had the plan. I'm going to turn around and say, I'll get you a phone. That's my way of,
they
making
strategize
up.
very well.
Oh,
They do.
Right.
Very,
but no,
very,
another
very
thing
well.
is that person can have done the worst thing to you and you can be so mad at them and they just be pissed. But they will put it on you some type of way.
All the time. They do
Well,
not.
okay, so what happened? It just go back to you. You be like, "What? This is not
Accountability.
about me.
Yeah.
This is about you." No, it's like
And
it's
it will
like a
drive you-
mind. It's like a psychological
It definitely
thing they
is.
play, and it's like it's really like they really need to be in
In charge all the time.
Yes.
All
They
the
do.
time.
Yes.
They do.
It's
Yes.
definitely psychological. What helped me get through, and darn it, I started following an Instagram page. It was called, I do remember the name of Narcissistic Awareness. I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but when I say this page gave me information, it was very informative. It hit the nail on the head. It gave me different terms that they use when it comes to narcissistic relationships and personality disorder and so forth. Triangulation is one. And triangulation is when they take you and put you in a beef or some type of conflict with their exes on purpose.
So y'all can not have that bond or that
Bingo.
conversation or that
Bingo.
that bond.
Bingo.
Something. Yeah.
Bingo.
We all have been through it. I know that.
Yeah.
The flying monkeys. Those are the people that don't know family members that their family member is a narcissist, so they egg them on. They think, oh, this is how they've been all their life, and what are you talking about? You're the one that's crazy.
Part with the problem. Yeah.
It-
It's
Exactly.
crazy.
It is. Oh, it is so crazy. And what's crazy is what's even sad is I feel sorry because you have to have a certain amount of strength within yourself to say, you know what, this is very toxic. This is very unhealthy, and I must cut all ties.
Yeah.
And you must like seriously cut all ties, social media, cell phone, family, everything. I had to tell my father, please do
What
not.
we call that?
Block and delete.
Block and delete.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Five Star won't get them shirts, man.
Yeah,
100%. So.
Even if it's not physical, it's basically still along the same lines. It's mentally
Yes.
being abusive to that person, you know.
Yes. And what I've learned, because unfortunately I've been in both relationships at a younger time in my life, physical and mental abuse. But I will say mental abuse,
It's worse.
it sure is.
Yeah.
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 It-
'Cause you
the
carry
scar-
it.
Oh, that it lasts longer. It's harder to get over. It's worse than physical abuse.
Yeah.
And it takes a certain type of person, and you have to exude a certain amount of strength to overcome that type of abuse.
Yeah.
Because it really is it's bad.
Yeah.
It really is.
Juju, we had a guest on, and she's written a book, and she told us that she had been beaten, she had been slapped, she had been kicked, she had been punched, all these things without ever being touched. So we all sat there, we were like, what? What are you saying? It was
That's
mental
deep.
and verbal abuse.
Yeah.
She met this man.
Yeah.
And she said that how he got into her life, she was very successful.
They prey on those type of people.
She was very successful. She was very confident in what she thought. But he smelled the perfume of what? What was the perfume? Her perfume.
Insecure?
Desperation.
Desperation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they sense it.
They
They, know who to
sense
go.
that.
They know
They
who to
do.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Or vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she said that, you know, she had everything going on. Next thing you know, she was in this relationship, I think it was like 10 years or whatever before she realized what had happened.
Wow.
It affected her business, her just everything.
I can believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
believe it.
yeah, the story was amazing.
Wow, and it's really
Yeah.
sad. And I also I wanted to know. I start researching him because he was very secretive about who he was, like his
Oh, yeah, they're
family.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, it was just simple shit. Excuse my French.
Well, we're uncensored. So,
Shit ain't
yeah.
French.
Oh well,
Radio.
I didn't know. It was just simple shit that I felt like, why not share that? Like,
Why?
you know, your
Hide it.
dad's
Close to the
name,
mic,
your mom name, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I did my research, and his mom was on drugs. He had a fucked up childhood, and usually what I have done, you know, some research myself, the narcissistic men have a real bad relationship with their mothers.
Yeah.
And so they set out on abusing women
Yeah.
once they, you know,
They become-
and they also set themselves in a position to be because it's some bum, you know, narcissistic men, to be successful. You know, it's a movie. What's the movie? Oh my goodness,
right.
American Psycho.
Okay.
He was narcissistic. I don't know if you've ever
I've
watched
seen
that.
it, but I don't.
But nevertheless, yeah, they have issues from childhood,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
where it stems from.
But you know what? By you saying that, okay, I'm not trying to go with what the caller said, but that was nice about him saying is the women that was on there. So I appreciate that. But it's deeper. It's way deeper than just the childhood. It's something that happens
In their life.
But no, it's what our parents. It's what our parents
my goodness.
pass down to us.
Right.
Okay. And it's something you can look up, and it's called the Willie Lynch theory.
Okay.
It stems from our
Mental
parents.
abuse.
Our parents pass it on, and they carry that.
Right.
It's way deeper. You know, we could be all day with that because I do a lot of research on the black man, the black woman, and why we maneuver the way we maneuver, why we
Against
do the
one
things
another.
we do.
Right.
Yes,
I hear what you're
and
saying.
it's all like it's all a sense of a control or destroying the black household.
Period.
Period.
I agree with
So
that.
we can be all day with that. I could probably go on, but that's something you can look up.
I'm
you
familiar
did the
with
Willie
the
Lynch.
Willie
But
Everybody
yeah.
does.
Okay.
The young male
The young-
against
is
the
an
older
older
male,
male.
the
The
young
mother,
woman against
light
the
skin,
older
dark
one,
skin.
light skin against
Yeah.
dark.
The
I'm familiar with
mother,
it.
the mother
against
the
put-
son.
the mother
Yeah.
is putting the son to protect him,
Right.
And she's like cuffing him instead of letting him be the man or the head like
And
he's
they-
supposed to be.
and they do that
So
now.
that's why
Really
a
do.
lot of men nowadays and still carry that mental damage
Mm-hmm.
from then, where they portray it every day and they don't understand where they get it from. We
Mm-hmm.
all need counseling.
trauma.
We all need counseling. We all need
Oh,
therapy.
absolutely.
You know, black people, we don't believe in that.
Oh, I've went.
But that's the
And
thing.
I'm not scared to
that's
say it.
you know, I don't want to just I'm not saying we're bashing or whatever, but we're just letting it be aware what's going on in our relationships and things like that. But the black man has so much against him and it's just he got
But
so
I-
much against him to keep him oppressed.
I understand
that. It's just embedded in them.
But you
and
know
they
what?
don't know how to get the.
But
figure it out.
narcissism, it's not just a cultural thing.
Oh, it's,
It's
in all
a
races.
universal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it is.
So,
Yes.
as she was saying, it does start in the childhood, right? But that's a part of the socialization.
Yes.
What
Right.
you're talking about, the
Yes.
Willie Lynch and everything. So other cultures are socialized a certain way too. So you get the child whose mother's not there and he grows up to be a misogynist
Yep.
and he hates
Yes.
women.
Yep.
And
Yes.
then you get the boy whose mother sees him as perfection because she doesn't have a man. It doesn't make a difference what culture
Yes.
He is
and
her
so
man.
It's a
everything,
lot of mothers.
and so
man.
So creepy.
everything
Yes.
that he does, oh, that's perfect, honey. This is great, honey,
Right.
and it's not great.
Right.
It's
It's
not
so creepy.
perfect.
You know why I see
And
that a
then
lot?
they turn out to be narcissists too,
Yes.
and that's
Absolutely.
why they have those issues when you embarrass them.
Yep.
When you
They
point
hate
out,
that.
Point out
when
they-
you
They hate
point
it.
out
Yep.
their flaws,
Yep.
because they had a mother like
Yes,
this.
instead of embracing it and saying, "Well, maybe I need to look at that."
And you know what?
Yeah,
They
so
don't
it's the
know how
mother.
to take accountability for anything.
Anything. It's
And you
always
know
you.
what's
It's
sad?
something.
What's
Yeah.
silly sad? Everything y'all saying is true, because when these mothers come in the barbershop with these little boys, everything y'all just say, I seen it.
Yeah,
And I
but
believe
see,
that.
and that's not healthy.
It's not.
You know, if
Not.
your
You gotta
child
break
does
that
something
cycle.
that, that's not healthy, you tell them, listen, that's not,
Accountability.
look, you missed the
Yes.
mark, honey. That's not how you handle things.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not perfect. I don't believe any child is perfect or any
No,
person.
they're
Only
not.
God is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay? We miss the mark all the time, but we're supposed to be there to raise them so
Guide them.
they can be law-abiding citizens and can function within society.
And they have-
And they are crippling these kids.
Yeah.
I pray.
But these mothers are crippling these young boys, and
Yes,
these young
they
boys
are.
don't know how to treat when they
Be the
meet the
man.
innocent young girl.
Yes.
You know what?
And they destroy
Being
her.
a mother of a son, I'm going to say this. I pride myself on teaching him to use his words. Because that's numero uno, what I've noticed in dating with black men, that they do not know how to communicate.
And the
No.
tone
They
of
can't
their
express
voice.
themselves.
They
Yes.
shut
Yes.
down.
And the
Yeah,
tone
they
of
do.
their voice.
Absolutely.
The tone.
That's numero uno.
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
The second
excellent.
thing
Yes.
is I teach him to have accountability for
Right.
whatever it is that he
Your
has
actions.
done.
Yeah.
Wrong, right, whatever. Because at the end of the day, when he is an adult man, those are the type of skills
He's going to have to have.
that he has to have socially
Yeah,
and professionally.
definitely.
So, I just, that's a big thing to me. I'm an alpha woman. It's certain things that, and I've wrote on my Facebook page, and other friends of mine have been like, oh, well, I didn't have that type of help. It's not about all of that. I have never, ever taken my son with me to a feminine environment to get my nails done, to get my hair done, to get my feet done. He has never been around a bunch of women. I won't allow it. I don't feel like I should allow it. I feel like I'm in no shape or form trying to feminize him. I want him to be manly. It's no disrespect to anyone and what
Yeah.
they have going on or what they believe in. sorry.
Get on up.
But I have never taken him to the nail shop with me, to the beauty salon with me. I don't want him around a bunch of women because what I do know is even dealing with men who claim that they are alpha men, I've seen traits in them that are not such.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I know y'all women. What is an alpha man?
Well, to me, an alpha man is just not taking the trash, cutting the grass, fixing everything in the house.
Bingo.
Okay, women, we say we want a man to help. Because women, we do everything. We wear 1,000 hats, right? And we say we don't want a man to do certain things, but I want my man to help me sometimes wash them dishes.
Yes. Yes.
I want my man sometimes to
That's fine.
fold them clothes and wash them. I want my man sometimes to help me cook. So I teach my son to do all those things.
Independent.
So he won't have to depend on a woman
Yep.
or anybody to do it for him. He could take care of himself. But when he get married or when he has a woman, he can also help and not expect, oh, you do this, you do that, you do that. You
Right.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we put the men in a box and we say that's all they supposed to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they don't even want to cry. They don't even want to show emotion because we say they're a punk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, what do we want? We want
It
a man
has
that's
to be
has
a balance.
sensitivity,
Yes.
or be able to be
It just has
concerned
to
about
be a
our
balance.
feelings, or do we want them to be tough? What we want? I want a man that be able to be sensitive to my emotions, or when I'm going through things, and be
Yeah.
able to say, "Well, babe, I understand," but you look at him as a punk for crying.
I need him
What's
to
wrong
be
with that?
universal
You
in my
know?
relationship. You
I
know?
mean, we
I
have
think
to.
a lot of
I need
men
for
are
us to
scared
help
be
each other
universal.
because,
a lot
like
of
I
men are scared to
said-
work because I know me. All them stages y'all talk about, I went through all of that. I went through all of that, and I think what helped me get through that is me being a single father raising my son, because I do not want him to go through what I went through growing up dating women or being married. I don't want him to experience none of that. And I didn't have a father, so I had to learn the hard way.
Right.
And I see a lot of these women come in the barbershop with these men, and they talk to me. Well, Kasim, what can I do? And I tell them, they not listening. They don't want to listen. I'm telling them, look, my mother raised me by herself with no man there. There's no excuses.
Right.
She showed me the hard way, but she had to.
Yeah.
When everyone in here grew up, you knew the difference between right and wrong.
Right.
You can't give an excuse why you keep doing wrong shit.
But
Exactly.
you know what?
I'm sorry.
Mothers, because I have my kids, their father. My son, I kind of do, I have babied him. I'm not going to lie. His father wasn't around. I felt sorry for him, kind of situation where, oh, your dad's not here. So if he wants something, I'm going to get it. I'm going to do it. And he kind of manipulated me on that because he know how I am. And I feel sorry because his dad's not there. So he like pushes those buttons like, okay, dang, I'm going to do it anyway. When I know he doesn't deserve it, I know I should be more harder on him, or I should show him a different type of way. So when he grows up, he'll be,
But it's
like
something, go back to something y'all said too.
See, you have
So I
to
do it now.
I have to do
because
that.
my son does not have his father. You have to, because if you don't show that tough love,
Yeah,
Definitely.
you're right.
the world will chew him up and
spit
spit
him
his
out.
ass
You
out.
right.
That's
Yeah.
But you know what some of y'all said too? Them women don't even know that they're raising narcissistic men.
No, they have no
No,
idea.
they don't.
They
They
have
don't
no
know
idea.
what they're doing.
That's why I'm
no.
glad you having this
I
show.
had a
Thank
coworker.
you.
Yeah.
Because we need you.
Right,
and we
right.
need a black man. This is very,
Yeah, I get a lot of men.
This is beautiful to me.
I
To
have
see
a lot of
you
men, and
doing this.
we got another guest. He just made himself a guest,
Okay.
Mr. Lano.
I just got
And
off work.
I have a lot of men get on me for some of the things that I say.
Because they don't want to.
But in the actuality, they know me. They know what kind of man I am. Like, I get a lot of men saying to me, like, look, I date for a purpose, and my purpose is to be married. And a lot of men don't like that. Like, they don't know.
Why? Can I ask you that?
Because that's
Why?
not culture.
It's not culture for whom?
right.
For black men? Oh, that's terrible.
It's not.
Right.
It goes on. Lane don't know.
But
It
you
goes
know
on
what?
out here.
I think I made up. I don't know if I did, and you commented because I
You
did.
made- yeah, you
I
made a-
wanted to know why is it that black men grow up and think that what's the saying? Oh, sow your roll oaks and
So you're wild up.
thank you. I know.
Yeah.
And have sex with as many women as you can.
Get it out your system.
All them spirits. Them
Get it out your
All
system.
those spirits
Who are they
crossing.
slept with? You don't know who the women been sleeping
Why
with.
do the elders teach y'all that?
But you know,
That's
you
what I
know,
said.
Because
It's
what
bad.
it does is
It goes
really
far, damage.
it destroys
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you who
Yes.
taught me. Growing up, when I grew up, it wasn't called hoods. We had neighborhood.
Okay.
But you had your dope sellers. You had not as many as stuff going on now. Okay, I sold dope. I analyze the older dope dudes in the neighborhood. The Benzes. That's who I want to be. So I saw the way they treated women, and I thought it was okay for me to do it because it was
That was
the
cool.
culture
Kinda.
at the time.
Okay.
But then I had to learn when I was with my wife young. I had to learn like, dude, you fucking up. You treating her.
But at least you got to that point.
Right.
Yeah,
Some men just never
They
reach
never
But
that
I'm gonna tell you
because
this
they don't
though. When
want
I
to.
finally got to that point, I had already. I ain't gonna say I had already mentally destroyed her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
And I was
God.
I spent a lot of years punishing myself, trying to straighten it out. And by then it was too late. When I went away and came, it was too late because I had already did the damage. But I chose not to keep punishing myself because, come on now, everybody do wrong.
Absolutely.
And you have to correct yourself. And I started correcting myself. Let me start with me first.
Right.
And it's just certain things that you do with friends, with people that you just don't do.
When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
My
why.
word.
That's why I say we need to be reprogrammed all the
We
way.
do.
Yep.
But
all the
it's-
way as people in all races, we are humans
In a
And that's
perfect
the part.
world.
But we have to reprogram ourselves because we cannot go by what we was taught. Not saying our parents our parents didn't come with a booklet. They did their best. We cannot blame them. With what they was taught and they
Right.
put down to us. But
Right.
what we have to do is reprogram ourselves by re-educating ourselves. And that's why I
agree.
research
I agree.
things because you will be more sensitive about how a man act or how a woman act,
Knowing
or
where
knowing
it
the
come
past and where it comes from.
Absolutely.
And that's why I think
people
of
need
it.
to stop giving excuses.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
And take
And you-
That's the number
accountability.
one.
You know,
Stop giving
reprogram it.
excuses. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know DTE is due every month.
Yeah.
If you can't pay them, what you do? You make payments arrangements.
All right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't make
Right.
payment arrangements, they cut you off.
Right.
Stop giving excuses. You know that bill is due. Okay, you know this woman or man is there. Respect and treat them right if you want to be there. If you don't, let them go.
and be free.
Let them go.
people-
Stop punishing them
Stop
for what
bringing
somebody
them.
did to you in the past. Or
Right.
stop punishing them because I used to get punished just because I'm a man.
But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? But guess what? Yes, they have to take accountability for their actions, but you do too. If you see somebody is abusing you or treating you improperly, then you have to get out of that relationship.
Exactly.
Walk
It is
away.
your responsibility to yourself
Exactly.
to do
Yeah.
that.
But that
just
comes with
like
self-love.
you did.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have
Exactly.
self-love.
Definitely.
You have to do that.
And
A lot
stop
of people
thinking you
not-
can change someone.
Yes, a lot of people
you
don't
can't
don't
change
have
anyone.
self-love.
Not at all.
You
You
can't
gotta start loving
change
yourself.
nobody.
No, you
Nobody.
cannot.
They
Only
want to
thing
change
you can
themselves.
change
Person
is
has
your
to
tire.
change themselves.
Only thing you can change is your tire. You can't
What I-
change nobody if they don't want to be. If I want to be in any one of y'all let me in your life, I'm gonna show y'all every single day.
Right.
I'm gonna communicate
I should
every
be.
single day. Every time you give me time to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Leno, no. Don't you, Leno? Don't sit over there quiet.
He's so quiet. Why
He's
you
quiet.
say nothing?
You didn't join the group
you on
for what? Right, you joined the group for
I
what?
just I just came from a riot on Warren and
A
Southfield.
riot.
A riot.
Yeah.
Tell them what you do for a living.
I work for DPD, so I'm a little tired. I work 10 hours a day on the
A
street.
riot.
A riot.
Yeah, the Arab culture was having a riot over there.
Oh.
We need to have a riot for that lady only getting 10 years and getting her hair done in a
Baby.
courtroom.
You know
And
what?
a guy, let me tell you, a guy
that's
he actually
that enrages
he
me,
actually got
please.
for missing jury duty. This man got 10 days, never been in trouble a day in his life. Got 10 days in jail for missing jury duty, and this woman is getting her hair done for killing someone, breaking into someone's house,
Geyer
and killing them.
You know the witness. You know the witness.
You know what?
The witness died. Did you know that? The witness, the guy that got on the stand, and
no
testimony of him seeing her go in the apartment, blase splee, a black man. He ended up murdered all of a sudden.
That's convenient.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Very
I'm
much
just so
Okay.
But
over
isn't
it.
that in Houston? But that's a whole
Okay,
nother
yeah,
situation.
We're not gonna
we
get on
finna
that.
turn the third quarter to political.
Oh wow!
But
yes.
you know what?
We need to get political.
Let's stir something up because we got another
I
man in
wanted
the room.
to say something, but
Go ahead, baby. Oh, we got you
I
out. Say it. I've been
Dale.
waiting to get you on here for the longest.
I'm trying to remember now. I just wanted to say and piggyback off of what she said, as far as like culturally being reprogrammed. That's what she said.
Yeah.
We need to reprogram. I just want to say that's gonna take a lot of time.
No
But it starts with our children.
prayer.
Yeah.
It starts with our
And
children.
it starts within our homes too.
Within our homes,
Yeah.
within our children.
Yes.
And I just wanted to say it's I try to push with a lot of my friends have reached out to me, people that I know that have dealt with depression, anxiety.
I just dealt with that.
Just me too. Me too. And I encourage them to seek healing in whatever way they see fit, whether that be therapy, whether that be meditation, whether that be spiritual.
You know what? Can I say something? I have to say this. And a lot of women I dated, I think they see this persona of me of being so tough. And, you know, they right. But a lot of women don't think that men get stressed. They don't think men get depressed. They don't think, like one time I was dating this woman and I had an anxiety attack and she thought I was joking.
used to suffer from that.
And she made a joke out of it.
Wow.
And a lot of but I know that's a problem that the man have because he has to learn how to communicate to the woman that he's with.
And just deal with life.
You can't be
Right.
hardcore to this woman and then all of a sudden you breaking down
Right.
and you want this woman.
To understand.
Yeah, you can't disrespect and call her out her name.
Right.
You can't not, give her flowers or take her somewhere. Just do something spontaneous to make her feel good. And then when you down, you want her to come baby you.
Right.
She's not going to believe you.
Right, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, I've always had my father in my life. And so with that being said, I'm not a fatherless woman.
Right.
And so I had an example.
Yeah.
And, my daddy has his flaws, but I have seen my father cry. But I also looked at him as this Superman, But I saw different faces of him. I saw him be vulnerable. I saw him be strong. I saw him, be the provider. So with that being said, I look for that in any man that I date or take into serious consideration of dealing with.
Yeah.
And I know that men are human. I do not think that men are or lack emotion. Now how they use and let that emotion out is a different story, because those are things that you kind of learn or are taught, when you're young, or whomever is, your mother or whatever tells you it's okay to cry. Or your father tells you it's okay to cry.
Yeah, because what I got my toughness and everything from my mother. I never seen my mother cry.
Wow.
So I mimic her.
Yep.
And I mimic her as being a woman. And I 100% my mother woman. Wonder Woman, all that. And I never seen her cry, so I never felt like crying.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, I never. And I'm gonna tell you when I started crying, when I have my kids.
Yeah.
When I had my son and daughter, that's when I started breaking down and crying, and that's when I started seeing the other side that women that y'all see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started being a little softer.
Okay.
And I had to learn how to let the hawk out when it,
It's a balance.
yeah,
It's
it's
a
a hard balance that a lot of young black men go through. And now since we got social media, they're making it worse.
They don't know themselves.
Yeah,
No.
they're
That's
making
it.
it worse.
They identify with everything else
They
but
don't-
themselves.
they don't
Or
know
try to
them.
figure out who they really are.
Yeah.
That's why I
That's
said you have to really search and research yourself. Because I'm telling you, I'm not a young chicken at all, but I'm not old either. But
You're not old.
I'm 35, but I'm not.
You're not old.
I'm young, but I'm young. My daughter graduate next year. Like I have kids that are older, and I'm just saying, like I really like didn't know myself. Period. I was trying to be anything and everything to try to please another person because I got married at a young age. So it took me like I say this year. I mean, I'll say a year and a half. I've been really researching things to really try to figure out who I am and who I really am. And I'm 35 years old. Sometimes it takes people
A minute.
because
But you know what I
it's
think?
so many influences and so many things out here. You never know who you are. You trying to fit into everybody else's box.
Yeah,
Or trying to.
I
fit
think
into
y'all
everybody else.
women start searching and find out who y'all are way before men do.
Yeah.
I've
Way
always
before
known
me.
I probably
who
would. You know what?
Yeah.
I probably would
Yeah,
have.
but
I'm
y'all
sorry, but
understand
I
the
have.
process
That's a beautiful thing.
because I didn't.
have.
I
But when
didn't.
you
I
get
didn't know
married-
I didn't know who I was.
But when you get married at a young age, you're trying to fit that other person. You trying to.
I get
You
that.
trying to be what that person would need you to be. So you'll lose yourself sometimes, and that's where I really lost myself as at a young age.
I understand.
So it took me time to really get to the person I am, and the Most High he's been opening doors for me left or right. Now that I'm researching, I'm tapping into that God that's in me. A lot of people be searching for everywhere else, but inside themselves.
Exactly.
So that's what I've been doing.
I always tell people, be prepared for the type of person that you want. Prepare yourself for
Yes.
that. You can't, be out here just willy nilly and doing whatever. But then you want this good girl. Are you that good guy? Are you good enough for her? If you're not good enough for her, don't even come at her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So be what you want.
Waste the time.
You know what? I want
But
to
they
ask y'all
do it
ladies
anyway.
something too.
Yeah.
When just say if y'all was single and y'all was dating a guy and felt like he was the nicest man on this planet,
Well, I am.
but then all of a sudden y'all do that credit check, and I ain't talking about the score. Y'all do that credit because y'all gonna search a man to find out
Right.
who he is, and y'all find out that this dude is horrible.
I wish I had done that. I wouldn't have never been in a relationship with a narcissist, but okay.
That's yeah.
I wish. I had gave
kinda
him totally the
hard. It's
benefit
kind
of
of
the
hard to
doubt.
dodge
But see,
that,
that's
'cause it's
proper
Yeah.
filtering.
out there.
I'm a big proponent of filtering properly. What do I say? Every show, you have to filter
So
properly.
what's the filter? What's the
Right.
what is
Everybody's
it? Tell me.
filter is different, but you have to ask yourself what's important to you. But you have to know yourself first,
Right.
okay? And then based on that, you have to ask the proper questions when you're going on these dates.
And I done.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! I want
And
to share
then
a
you
story
have
with
to
you.
you have to ask the proper questions that answer the questions to determine if he possesses those characteristics that you're looking for, and then you have to follow your intuition. You know, so I have said this a number of times. You have to pray before you go on a date.
Yeah.
Okay,
If that's what you-
so you can really see
You're
this
right.
person for who they are.
Right.
And
Exactly,
you
yep.
cannot discount that feeling that you're feeling if it's a red flag. If you're feeling something, no,
Don't run from
that's not it.
You're right.
I always say
crazy.
people
You
are
say
who they
hit it on
are
the head.
when you meet
Exactly.
them.
Right,
People are who
and
they
and
are.
you know what, they
Yes.
reveal themselves every time. But women that have been damaged and then say they're healed and they're over things deal with the same stuff over and over again because they're not
Same
healed.
pattern.
Exactly.
They're not
Exactly.
healed.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no, we're
no,
really not. We think we are.
No, I took my time to heal. I will say that I did. And I did what you just said. Oh my fucking God. It is wild. And I never 5-star. I never used to ask the questions that needed to be asked. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. This time,
need to ask some
I'm going to
questions.
ask some damn questions.
Yeah.
As soon as I, hold up.
Go ahead.
As soon
Go
as
ahead.
I did, oh, this motherfucker ran. Like,
Oh, yeah.
but I said,
What do I
praise
say?
God.
Right.
What do I say
Had I
about
been
questions?
doing this
Exactly.
shit
You
from
have
the
to ask
beginning,
What do I
They would
say?
have been
Listen,
running.
when
I tell y'all
say,
ladies this all the time, and I don't care y'all in relationships. If that man cannot sit there and answer your questions,
he
I'll get
did,
I'll
he
get
did, but he
offensive.
got ghost later.
Yeah.
Ghost?
Oh yeah,
we know
he
about that
went-
ghost word, don't we? Like,
He got ghost later, like, and so I'm like, that's weird. You know,
Why
you're
they calling?
so-called saying that you're looking for the same things that I am, but no, you're not.
They wanna
You was
run.
actually looking. You wanted somebody that he wanted to hit and quit or whatever
Exactly.
it was. And not all of that, oh, I'm looking to settle down and I don't have any children. Bullshit. That's not what you was looking for. And I asked those questions and I was totally 100% myself. I don't know how to play fake and put on a
And
face.
that's what you're supposed
It's
to
just,
do.
This
Right.
is
Be
me and who
yourself.
But
I
you know
am.
what? I think that it's important to ask those questions before you tell your story of the things that you've been
Yes,
through.
and they
I
hold
did.
against
I
you.
did.
Yes.
I did.
Okay,
People
good.
will play that
He
on
went
you.
running,
They
girl.
will.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yep.
They, when you went through it, oh, she's a target. You like you said, you smell that. That's that perfume.
Yeah.
Like you were talking
That's
about.
desperation. You can buy that at Macy's.
Oh, she done been
Right.
through this, that, and other. I got one.
Sometimes
so they
you
know
don't
who
even
to do
gotta
it
say
to.
nothing
They do.
either
They know who to do it
about
to.
what you've been through. They can just sense it. Just
Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
aura you give off.
Yes,
that
I
energy.
guess.
I believe, because you know we've talked about this. Within 15 minutes, I already know what I'm working with. It's either you're a yay or a nay,
Yeah.
and you have to listen too. You listen. You look at their body language. You see if there's congruency. You just paying attention to everything.
Yeah.
You know, and you're asking these questions, and be honest with yourself. Am I feeling this? And in most relationships that we enter that are toxic, we know they're toxic.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We
we do.
know it
And
from
I've
the
been there.
beginning.
Right.
But
you're not
it's
lying.
like, well, you know what? I'm going to work with him.
Right.
He's
It's
going to
see,
give him a
potential.
little time.
Yes.
that
Potential
word,
is no
potential.
good.
Yes.
potential.
You never
I
want
learned
potential.
that.
Yeah, that
Yes.
doesn't.
I learned
What
it.
people
I
are who
saw
they
it.
what
are
you
when you meet
get.
them. They
But
are
you
who
think,
they
but
are
you
when you
think
meet
you
them.
can give a person the
No,
benefit of the
no,
doubt.
no.
I know,
Yes.
you're right. I learned that.
Yes.
No, you
No.
cannot.
You know, because you kind of try to throw it aside, like he's going through this, he's going through this. So
No,
this,
well.
I'm going to ahead stick it out, and then it's just a waste of time from the beginning.
It is. It is.
And
And you know this.
You know it.
Yeah.
All my girlfriends, I said, okay, so you're having all these issues with this guy, whatever. How did you feel when you first met? Well, you know what? I knew. I knew. Okay. So what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to give him one more chance.
No, and that one more chance of
That one more
It's the
chance
same.
to 100
He
more
saw that
chances.
he was able to get away with certain things
Yes.
with you already. You've already
Yes.
shown him that, so he's going to continue.
to
Why
do it.
stop?
Right.
For what? You might act mad for a minute,
Right.
but you're
He
going to
knows how to
continue to give him
manipulate
the
you.
same
Exactly.
the same attention.
What do we say about cheating?
Yes. What can we do?
What do we say about cheating? If you
We
cheat,
say so much.
No,
we
no,
say
I'm
so
telling
much. We say
What
so
a new
much.
person that just came in. What
No,
can we
'cause
do?
we say so much.
I don't get on
if a,
cheating.
listen,
because
you
that's
tell the
all-
ladies what we say about if a man cheats, how does he feel about you? If he cheats on you,
Men
Oh,
gonna
he
cheat
don't
though.
care about you.
and he does
What
not
you say?
love
He
you,
doesn't
Men
respect
gonna
you.
cheat.
Not
No,
all
that's
men.
not true.
all
That's
men.
not true.
That's not
I
true.
can't- I
Gotta-
can't
you know
agree.
what? That's not true.
I
That's
absolutely
not
can't
true.
agree.
Leno, let's
A
ask.
man
Let you
who-
answer
Yeah,
that.
like
Leno.
I
Well,
said,
damn.
somebody else came in. What?
I know
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
that's been married to this motherfucker for 15, 20 years.
They're not
I
That's an
think.
happy.
isolated
Right. That
situation.
means that they're not happy and they're at a
And he been
place
cheating on
where
his
they're
bitch.
accepting of each other's flaws. And that's not right. No.
But he been cheating on her for 15 years, y'all.
And they been married for
I'm talking
15
about-
Hey,
does not love
listen, he do
her.
not
He
like
married
her.
her.
So
He do-
what?
That don't
That's
mean,
not-
don't mean, that,
It
that don't
doesn't
mean
that
anything.
He loves her.
He don't like her. He don't like
Yeah,
her.
listen.
You are sure?
People
I'm
get
positive
married.
he don't like
it's
her.
convenient.
What
It's
He's
convenience.
raising those
Exactly.
kids.
Convenience.
And
Don't we know some people like that, Lane,
oh,
on
yeah,
convenience?
It's tons of people
I
like
thought
that.
I was like, well, maybe
No.
you know,
No,
No, I don't
stop.
like
is
that.
not
maybe
love.
he got
That's not love.
a sex addiction. That's
No.
what I thought.
No,
See,
that
listen,
is not
listen.
love.
You cannot
No.
love
Somebody
somebody
and
and
cheat on them.
Yes.
I don't care
There's
what
no
they
excuse.
say.
So y'all,
Yes.
hold up, real quick.
Yes.
Let me ask everybody here.
Start with Leno first. 'Cause he's quiet. I need
That's
him to
right.
wake
Look,
up.
let me
I
tell
need
you
him to
like
wake
this.
up. Start with Leno
So
first.
quiet.
Start with him
Leno.
first.
I normally do talk a lot, but I'm just letting everybody have the floor.
No,
No,
we're not.
no, it's
Now.
your turn.
Come on,
I'm about
talk
to
now.
ask you.
All right, come on with it.
I'm really about to ask you. So, do you think you're a man that men have the ability to be 100% monogamous?
If a
100%.
let me say this.
100%.
I'm looking like
I'm gonna say this. If a man tell you all the expectations they want out of this relationship, and you are able to fulfill everything, they're not going to cheat.
Right.
So if a
Exactly.
man
Right.
tells you he need to see you at least 3 times a week, he needs sex at least 3 times a week, he needs a date night at least 1 time a week, and you fulfilling all this stuff, he's not going to cheat. But if you do give the man that, and then the next maybe like 2-3 weeks later, all that fades away, the man may cheat.
I'm a human. Damn.
No.
I can't slip up. I can't get
No,
tagged.
ain't no slipping in
know
that.
what?
Not when you build it.
It goes back
but
to
see,
communication.
but see the whole thing.
Back
I
to
might be
communication.
going- I might be
You know,
going
what
through
happened?
something.
What happened in
Listen,
those 2 weeks?
why would you
Did I
slip
start
up?
working more?
Yeah.
Did I start bringing home more money for the family?
But
What
did-
happened in those
but in
2
those
weeks?
2 or 3, but
Am
look,
I sick?
but listen,
right.
He's
But
gonna
the-
be there to take
I'm-
care of you if you're sick. If
but
you
this is the
not,
problem. You just said you got sick or did something come up. But if something comes up, you got to communicate with the man and
Yes,
tell him
exactly.
that.
Communication.
If there's no communication,
key.
then we're going to.
That's
Okay.
how we go down
All right.
spiral.
Okay.
Yeah, down spiral.
We
did it,
live
Chris Webber.
together. Look, we live together. We're a couple. We not dating.
You know.
So now you just changed the question.
Mike,
You just
Yeah.
changed everything.
Mike.
Okay, I want to change. I want to
Okay.
change it. We live together. We've been in a relationship
How long?
3 years.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna be 100% monogamous to me?
Are you still giving the man everything he wants?
I am.
So you
Are you
giving
gonna
him-
get bored?
Why would I get
Do you
bored
want new pussy?
if I'm getting everything I want?
Right. And
No,
if
she did,
those
yeah.
demands,
And
This
look,
is podcast.
But
I
let me
wouldn't
tell
call them
you.
demands, but if those things,
A lady
if
at your
those
job, you
things
find
change,
her attractive. You like her
if the
perfume
things that
she
you
wears.
want,
I don't want to take the risk and mess up
it's
what I got at home.
communication,
Exactly.
though.
If he
If
loves
you're
you,
fulfilling everything the man wants, they're not going to go outside the box.
But,
Right.
Okay,
If
you
you
can
give a
fulfill
man- if you-
everything. I'm telling you, you can fulfill
just
everything,
think-
and a man can. That woman, like
some.
she said, at work,
Seen it.
and they
No,
can,
we're not saying what you said
Yeah,
is
no, no,
wrong.
no, no.
Right, they
We're
can
not saying what
say,
you're saying is
and
wrong.
the
We're
women,
not
the
saying
women,
that.
But
can,
it's not all
the
men.
women can.
Yeah,
yes,
it's not all
And I'm
men.
gonna
yes,
give you
and the
guys
women can actually tell you what you want to hear. They're not complaining about certain things you do. They're not. They're always complimenting everything you do. Oh, you're such a good guy. You such a this, and that. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then your woman is at home. You love her, but she's telling you like, why you didn't do what this. You said you was gonna do that. Da, da. You're nagging kinda like a nag.
Right.
Okay, so that woman's giving you everything and whatever. So a man, you saying even if you're doing all those things at home, you saying a man won't cheat.
well, let me tell you.
But
All right,
you're complaining, though, a
all right,
little.
let me
Let
say
tell you
something to y'all
on
women.
the flip side. Let me tell you something on the flip side. I have heard, and because you know I've told you this before, I have talked to so many men, and these men have been married. They initiated the divorce with these women because these women cheated on them and they were monogamous. They have lived in
I've heard of that.
sexless
I've heard of that.
marriages.
I've heard of that.
These men
I
have been
have.
great providers. They have done everything for these women and they constantly cheat. If a man is in love with you, he is going to be in love with you and he is
Exactly.
not going to cheat. I don't care
Absolutely.
even if you cheat, he's still not going to cheat.
I
He's going to
heard
be
of that.
committed.
But you're bringing up-
based on
force
science.
the whole relationship, men and women, you can be in a relationship together, but they force the relationship on each other. Don't get married because of kids.
Right.
Right, that's not
Right.
one reason.
That's
Because
not
those
it.
kids
That's
are
the most
grown
reason why a
and
man
gone.
stays.
They have their own
Right.
life.
Exactly.
Right.
What do you have
Kids.
left? Are you going to get divorced
Exactly.
then?
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
exactly.
Why even be together in
Let
the
me tell you,
first
a guy
place? The
told
kids
me
will
when the
understand.
kids go graduate from school, I'm
gonna-
divorcing her.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've heard that too.
I said,
see,
what?
but
I said,
guess
why are you doing
what?
that? I'm standing around for my kids.
These are they marry for the wrong reason.
that's
It's
not fair.
Convenience sake.
That's not
okay,
fair
and
because
it's not
I
love.
feel like kids in a marriage, if you're going to be in the same household, kids need to see that loving portion.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't love
They
that
just
person
You're not
like
gonna be able to
that,
show it.
I need to see y'all holding hands.
Right, kiss-
You need
exactly.
to see what a
Loving
relationship should
relationship.
and could
Exactly.
be.
Right.
You know, you need to see the potential of what a relationship could be at its finest. You know what I'm saying? So that
They
comes
know how to
with
portray
being
it.
in great love with that person.
And
That's
most
why you
men
get
are
married
not.
for the long term. term, for lifetime,
Not
not
for
till the
short
kids
term,
get
yeah.
Out of school.
school.
That's not
Yeah.
Or the
you know,
sex
that's
all
not
you
that's
do
not what they
is
say
make
wherever.
feasible.
That's
Exactly.
right, and that's the number one problem I have with the women I date and meet. They really think I'm a joke when I tell them my son has to see a healthy relationship between me and a woman because he never had his mother in his life. It's my responsibility. I can't show him the woman's side,
Right.
but I can show him the man's side.
Exactly.
You know, like my mother showed me. My mother couldn't show me the man's side, but she showed me the woman's side. Now, I was hard-headed at the beginning, but I don't want my son to be hard-headed. So when I meet these women and I start dating them, I really tell them, like, look, I'm not gonna be in anything committed to you until you have a commitment to my son.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
And as soon as I do that, they get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
They get the hell out of Dodge. Fast I know they
That's
get
good.
the hell out,
That's
and
good,
they
though.
look for
That's
excuses.
good, like you said.
But
That's
that's
good.
They look for excuses to
dodge
try to
these
make it
dodging
seem
the
like
bullets. You're
it's my
dodging
fault.
bullets.
And I straight up tell them that from the beginning. Like, look, every time a woman asks me a question, I answer. I say, ask me anything you want. I ain't going nowhere. I said, you don't scare me with you can't whoop my ass. You can't take nothing from me. You can't make my credit score drop. What can you do to me to harm me? I can answer anything. You don't scare me, sweetie. I've been through the worst shit that 313 had to offer out here. And I'm here at 50. Just like we all here.
Yeah.
Sitting there, we've been through everybody in there has a testimony and story of what they've been
Yes.
through. And everybody shit is different.
Yeah.
And we still here. And we have a voice to speak to these young people, anybody, even just to our kids, to get them, make sure they don't go through what we went through and the mistakes we made.
Right.
And I had this issue with women, like they really think it's a joke when I tell them that, look, my son, I don't have women running in and out of my house. You know, they see me, when they finally meet my son, believe me, it's 3-4 months down the line. When I say, hey, you know, you want to come meet me at bowling or you want to do something with him, and when they turn that away, I already know it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what took me. It took me a minute to introduce my kids to my man, my person I'm with, because I didn't want them to be exposed to someone that wasn't for sure. You know, even though me and him still have barriers because we have an age difference, but other than that, like, yeah, I was really strict on it. I'd been through the ringer, like I said. But you have to have some standards as a person, man or female. Male or female, you have to have some standards. And you have to not settle for certain things like she was speaking on. And you have to know that that person is willing or you are willing to fight for that situation. And it got to be a person that's actually, I say, how can I say
Worthy.
it? Worthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think every relationship now needs a little fight.
Yeah.
And yes, that's what I'm saying. People are so quick to walk away
Because
on
you're trying
everything.
because you know, you some things you can match with this person, but some things you have to work out.
But you say you can get in an argument with somebody and you done with them.
Well, it don't be an argument because she know I don't argue.
But
When
they
they
can
finish
argue with
fussing,
you.
You know what? In a
Fussing.
disagreement, to me, my boyfriend and I can say we've been together almost 5 years and maybe have had, I can't even say we've had any arguments. Maybe one, maybe two, you know, but
yeah, but
a
what is your
disagreement,
what is your form as an
disagreement
argument? Because
is
it might
different.
just be
A disagreement is different from an argument. And like I said in the beginning, you know, if we have a disagreement, you know, we just disagree, and we have to understand it shouldn't turn into an argument. You know, you just have to be understanding of each other that, hey, we're just not going to agree on
Agree to
this
disagree.
situation. Let's move on.
do it.
Let's move on. We're not going to
Agree
let
to
this
disagree.
destroy our day.
Our
For what? Because we
relationship.
just don't agree on this one particular thing. Just
do the
move
tone
on.
of voice carry a lot of weight of that.
It does. Your approach means everything. And at first, in the very beginning, I did have to show my boyfriend that because it was something that he wanted a little more of, but it's your approach. And if you
Yeah.
don't ask the right way and politely and in a respectful way, you're either not going to get it, or you're going to be rebellious against that and, you know,
What,
just
ask or what?
give pushback or, you know. But he changed his approach because I mentioned it to him and he was like, you know what, you're
And
right.
he was willing to
He
change
said, you
because
know
he
what,
loved
you know what, you're right. And he
And-
fixed that from that day forward.
But see,
and that was in the very beginning.
But it was in the way you communicated that to
Exactly.
him. we had that conversation. Remember, we were talking about communication. I had somebody, and they did something that I totally disagreed with. And the next time I had seen them, I just told them, I said, hey, when you do that, it makes me feel this way. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, I'll correct it. And he was like, you can teach an old dog new tricks.
That's right.
And I
But
never
they
had
gotta
that
be-
issue.
they gotta be willing.
And he thanked me. He said, I'm just so happy you weren't bitchy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easier to be, you say, oh, I didn't like that, and they fix it. A lot of people, you can be like that with them, and they don't get it,
So
or
guess
they
what?
don't
And
fix
if they
it.
don't get it, but this guy
You can
cared
say
enough.
that.
See, it's about the level of caringness.
Yes.
He cares. That's why he changed. And this guy cared. That's why he changed
Changed it.
immediately.
Right.
Exactly.
Because he knew that I'm not going to stick around and take poor treatment.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so if you mention something and this guy's not making any changes, no progress, guess what? It's almost time to block and delete him because he doesn't care enough.
Right.
See, these are some of the
And that
things
comes
that you're
back to
looking for.
respect.
Yeah.
How much does he respect you enough to say, you know what, I don't want to lose her. She's a great woman.
Exactly.
You know, I'm gonna fix this. You know, whatever way you gotta do or whatever you gotta do, counseling, I don't care what it is. But if they care enough and respect you
They
enough,
do.
they're gonna figure it out, make
That's
it
right.
work.
That's right. And they want to please you.
Yeah.
A man, but this is getting back to the original question. Okay, based on research, there's statistics out there. Men can be 100% monogamous. Okay, and there's evidence to back that up. So if you get somebody, I've heard guys say, well, you know what? Well, you know, men aren't supposed to be this way.
A man that's in love
what
with
men?
you.
Yeah,
They have to be
women,
in love
you know,
with you.
men are supposed to cheat, women are supposed to be monogamous. That's a bunch of bull. Run from that type of man because that's just a part of his belief system. You don't have to be that way. All men are not wired that way.
Right.
I think it's a socialization thing. So keep that in mind. Look for the signs.
Yeah.
Somebody
I'm
don't
a
believe
good
men
man.
can be monogamous.
I don't. I really don't.
And
And it goes
you know
back
what?
to cultural too.
You know what? Let me tell
Our
you,
men were not
I'm not
monogamous.
going against.
So
I'm not going against her views. I feel like she
just don't tell me about it. Just
you know what? She
do
got
that
it.
shit where I won't fucking know. How about that? That's just
It's
how
still
I feel.
cheating.
It's
Right.
cheating,
Cheating.
but I
He's
mean,
still not monogamous.
y'all got
So
all
you
that
shouldn't
sperm
want to
for
do with
one
that.
woman? Get that
No.
out.
That's just
Yeah,
you
that's
know what that
right.
is?
We should
That's
want
story.
it all. You know what? We should want it for
That's
one
a
woman.
European and a Western type of thinking. They don't,
No,
unfortunately.
because they cheat too.
Yeah, and so culture.
Yeah,
Oh,
they-
no,
they-
that's you know
But
what,
But
you know
that's
what's
we
funny?
went on a whole nother spectrum. But I'm just saying, we don't come from black people. Don't come from a monogamous culture, and
But
that
I
is
don't believe
true.
that.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't
so
believe
if-
it
I don't
either. I
believe
just
that.
feel
I don't
it's
believe
been
that.
lost in media.
If that is
and
your
like I
belief,
said,
though,
That's what you're
why
gonna
ever
attract.
that's what you're gonna attract. Why ever get into a relationship? Because if you actually feel that a guy will never be faithful to you, why
When he
even
old
why
and it don't work,
why
yeah.
even bother
They be
being in a
cheat
relationship
too.
till you
What
get
you
older?
needing for?
daddies,
What you
right,
needing
exactly.
for?
right,
I
the
don't
sugar
want
daddies.
Yeah.
They be around at the mall.
makes
Snub
sense.
don't work. What you needing for?
Right.
What you mean with a companionship?
No,
Sex is not
no.
everything.
But you don't
No,
need
it
him
ain't.
in
No,
a
it's
relationship,
not.
and that has to be
It-
explained in
Exactly.
the beginning. That comes down to communication. Communicate. You know, I used to tell my ex that, you know, who are you? Do you even know who you are? To me, he didn't, because he could never answer the question. So I told him, you need to, for your next relationship, you know, because we're friends, you know, but I would tell him, hey, you know what, just be open with that person. Make sure that person knows what it is. If you just want it to be sexual, let them know that. You know, if you just want to be companionship, you know, let's go to the movies, let's do dinner, let's do everything dang near that a relationship has to offer, but you don't actually want that title, let that be known. Whatever it is, let that be known. And that needs to be, it's about honesty as well
I
on
agree
both
with all of
ends.
that.
Yeah.
But see,
But
this
I'm
is
just
what-
saying that I just feel like men at some point within the relationship will wander.
You know
Well,
what?
I,
And you know
I
what?
totally disagree
It's
with
you
that.
know what?
Yeah.
It's so
You
much
can
against.
move, period.
It's so much.
Because I come from, I've been around. I'm a
understand what she's
tomboy.
saying.
Been around a
But-
lot of men.
Yeah.
And you
But
know,
it's a certain type
good
of
men, good men too.
But I know a lot of men who
good
never
men, and you
cheated,
know what
though.
they told me? It ain't nothing like new pussy. So listen, we can
It
sit
depends on
up
the man.
and paint it all nice and pretty, and at the end of the
It's
day,
nothing like a 1970 Chevelle either, but I ain't never had one.
listen.
I understand what you're
God
saying.
said a
Like
lot
I
of
get
things.
it.
I
I get
And
it.
know-
those
know-
that's that type of man.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is what I suggest. If that's what you believe at, then you need to establish a contract with whoever you're with and just define the terms of the contract.
Where are you getting
That's
these men
very,
from?
very important.
Everywhere.
From where?
They're professional men. They're hood men. They're dope boys. They're bum niggas. Like, it don't even matter. It's just every
College
man
students.
absolutely
matter.
have said this shit.
But
So,
yes, they can
but
be
they've
from
said
anywhere.
that.
Anywhere.
But
It doesn't
guess what?
matter.
you know, y'all might
get
be
what you're
right.
saying.
I might be wrong.
You know what? I get
I'm
what
not-
you're saying.
I'm
Yeah,
not
because
taking
these
from
are
that,
your
but I'm
experiences,
1,000%.
yeah.
I'm telling
These
you.
I'm
your
a person
experiences.
that I'm gonna be real. I don't
Yes.
know no other way to be. I'm very
Keep being real.
transparent.
All right,
That's just me.
All right, let me
Because
say
I'ma
this.
say
Let me
These
say
guys
this.
are
Let me say
mimicking
this.
videos.
When you go,
and
let me say this.
the
This is
music
probably where you
videos and
messing up
songs,
with-
rapper
messing up
songs.
with these men. When you
I
go,
don't.
let
I'm
me
not
say
saying
this.
I'm like looking for that. I'm just saying that
This go for everybody in
this
the
is-
room.
This
This don't
is-
just go for her.
Okay,
Yeah.
this
This
is
go for
how
man
I
and
feel.
women. When you
My
go on a
daddy
date,
shit, I don't-
when you go on a date, and you tell the person you on that first date with how you got hurt and all the times you got hurt, they're soaking that in.
I don't
So
tell them
sometimes
that.
they take that for granted and they use that as a weakness.
Yes,
Oh,
we just
yeah.
talked
So
about
you
that.
should-
We just talked
so
about
you
that.
shouldn't go on
I
a
don't
date.
Yeah,
tell
we just
them
talked
that.
about
You shouldn't
that.
go on a
I'm
date
the
and tell us man what the other man did to you.
I don't do that.
Most women do that.
Well, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we
I'm
talked
a
about
private
that.
person.
That
But
shouldn't be the guideline. Like, hey,
But
oh,
no,
she got hurt before. Let me, you
Do
know
it
what I
again.
mean?
I think
Let me
that's
straighten
pretty-
up. No, but
I think-
no,
I
that's
think when
when
it
you
gets to that
messed up
conversation-
anyway.
Like,
When it
why
get-
would you if you're not genuine?
What happened?
I think it's pretty messed up anyway. Even if I am opening up and being real and telling you my testimony and my story or whatever, in a first date, in a second date, for you to turn around and use that against
Some
me,
people are heartless.
you are a fucked up individual.
But
Like,
it's happening.
But
So I'm
yes,
telling
that's that
I'm telling
perfume.
you not to
That's
do
that
that.
That's a perfume that you're
And
giving
see,
out.
then you are
So they play on
encouraging
it.
a certain
You can
type
buy
of
it from
man.
Family Dollar.
No, not me. I don't go out and tell
yeah.
nobody nothing.
Oh,
but
I'm just saying, but
the
certain
That's it.
women,
That's
when
that.
you do that, you set yourself up to get these type
I've
of men.
done it
a
before.
narcissist, you
I've
get
done it before,
manipulators,
so
and you get all these
it's
type of men.
life.
Yeah.
And people
I don't
do
wanna
it.
share
And then-
that.
and then
but
when
I
you-
will say I don't trust people.
And then
that's
when you
just
sit
me,
there with us
period.
and you tell us, oh, this man didn't take me on trips. Oh, this man didn't bring me roses. Oh, this man didn't buy me this. They're soaking all that in to use
Yeah,
it
that's
against
true.
you. So
Right.
you can't give us
I
that.
get that. I
If you
know
wanna
that.
be
That's
in
good.
that,
You
you
know
can't
what?
do that.
Wayno,
But that
that was
goes back
valuable
to
information.
Yes.
That
Most
goes back to
women
me
don't
saying,
get
don't,
that.
Yeah, they
don't
don't.
tell a man all that, and
Yeah.
then
It
you
still
know,
happens.
Exactly. You know.
It's a double
And the ones that do that are the real men.
Right. But you know what? My relationship is not perfect. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I
The ones
have
that
the
do what?
most perfect relationship ever. I don't. We working hard on our relationship. We love each other. So
How long y'all been together?
We've been together for almost 5 years, and we have a son together. But you know, we have issues. I'm not about to sit up here and act like we perfect and
No
everything is
couple-
all
every couple
gravy. You know, we didn't dealt with certain things, but are you willing to fight for your relationship? And not saying I'm gonna just deal with him cheating on me. Not saying he gonna deal with me cheating on him or lying to him or whatever the case may be. But we're willing to work on our relationship. It's what you are willing to deal with for real. I'm not saying no man. I'm not saying all men cheat. I'm not saying it's no faithful men out here. I feel like some men it's good guys out here that women run from.
Right.
And
I agree
this
with
is
that.
a
I
good
agree with
guy,
that.
you know, that do everything right, and we run the other way because he
Yeah.
don't have that street cred or he don't have the certain
agree
things
with
certain
that.
people have, and we're like, oh, I don't want that, you know, it's different, you know. So I'm not saying that men are not faithful or whatever the case may be, but to me, I feel like we as a society need to stop giving up on each other and giving up on our relationships and giving up on people, because we all have flaws. We all have issues, and it comes from generation to generation.
I agree with that.
And from
And people don't know how to work
deal.
through, do
so
they?
you
What
have
is
to
that about?
you have to be able to build yourself, work on yourself. That's what I'm doing. That's what I told you I was doing. Now I had to find myself, and I did that with knowledge of self and know my real knowledge, not what I was taught, because all that stuff to me is lies. So I did that with self-knowledge. After I did that, I started going in I started pressing on everything I wanted to do, my vision board. I started saying, well, I'm going to start doing this more. And now I'm doing that. Now, I started my business, my cleaning service, and I start, that just gives you a confidence in yourself when you find out where you really come from. We really don't have self-esteem because we really don't know where we're from or our history, because we came here with no history. It was taken from us as a people. So we have to find that. And when we do, it gives us that pride in ourselves. So that's why we learn ourselves. And when you do, you won't fall for certain things, and you won't put out certain things, and you get better things coming to you, And so that's what me and the person I'm with, we're working on each other, ourselves, and we're gonna come together and we're gonna work together. You have to do that.
Now, let me ask you this: you say you with this person, y'all working, even without him saying anything, do his energy keep you going or stop you?
You know what? At
and
times,
he didn't say one word. He ain't said one word.
Right. Yeah.
But his energy either keep you going, doing what you doing, or do it stop you.
At times, it has stopped me from really wanting to go because I was so down and out. But that's when I didn't really know me, myself. That's why that self-knowledge is the best thing ever, because even if somebody telling you or got you in a space where you're low and down, you can have that self-motivation that's in you, and you don't let it get you down. Any situation can get you down. But you have to build yourself sometimes. You have that self, and when they see you doing what you doing, they be like, oh, okay, I'm about to follow suit. I'm not about to. I'm gonna take that negative spirit away from this situation, and I'm about to go in this positive direction she's going in, But when you're both down and out and you're letting that energy drown you, and y'all both in the negativity, y'all both have negativity on you, then you both drown. But when he see you overcoming that, or that woman see you overcoming that man see you overcoming it, they start following suit. So it's like, which one gonna wake up, or which one gonna change the situation? You got to do something different to get a different result. You can't keep on doing the same thing. So I feel like this society now, we're gonna get divorced quick. One thing they do wrong, we done. We done.
Nobody.
It don't no fight.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that
And
it's a
feel
two-way
better.
street.
That you
If I
may
give
like
up
your
on
man.
if I was to give up on my relationship, it's because that person doesn't see it in themselves. You can always, see, I see the potential thing that we were talking about already. You can see potential in that person, but if they don't see it in themselves, it's not going to go anywhere. They're not going to prosper just because you see it in them. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, if a person see you moving, and you're not staying stagnant because of negativity in your relationship,
right?
If they're the type of person that don't want nothing out of life, they're gonna sit there. But if they want something out of life, they gonna move.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when a person see you motivated and doing your thing, they gonna follow suit, or they gonna catch what you throwing out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just saying, everybody's relationship is not perfect. You have struggles in your relationship that you may have had with your partner that you probably like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? But you said, okay, I can fight for this because he got this in him that I see.
If they're showing you the fight, then you'll fight.
Right.
If you're showing that, if that person is showing that they'll fight for the relationship, and you see the progress, then I'm more willing to say, okay, you know what, we can work with this. Right. But if that person is just, you want to show the fight for 2 weeks and then fall off, that ain't no fight. You're not putting up a fight. You're just trying to keep it level to where we don't argue for 2 weeks while you do what you do still. The same stuff.
Right. Yeah. But like I said, we're working on our issues and the things we have going on. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's worth working on. It's worth building from.
Now,
it's worth
that's a beautiful
doing.
thing.
Now, do you
And
guys
I
have
commend
do you know what your deal breakers are?
Deal breaker.
In
Well,
a
I said I had a deal breaker, and I went past that before. So I don't know. I'm like,
You have to establish your
deal
Well,
breaker.
is it a deal
Right.
breaker after being with someone 5
Yes,
years?
you still
Yeah,
can have a deal
yeah.
breaker.
Yeah.
Because you have to, if they violate
What's that,
that deal
laziness?
breaker, no. If they violate the deal breaker, then that's an indication you need to block and delete them. That is when you stop fighting. As she says, she's fighting. So if you don't have that in mind, then you'll keep pushing your boundaries, allowing him to push your boundaries back.
Right.
And that's how you lose yourself.
Yes.
So you
Right.
have to have these deal breakers.
Right.
And they have to be established early on.
Right.
Right.
Because how are you going to gauge that this is going right?
Right. Well, the deal breakers were probably established later on, not in the beginning.
that's fine. But
because
at
we
least they're in
had
place now.
like
Right.
things that was like horrible. It's like in the beginning, but we had like spots where I said, well, I'm not going to accept certain things. Like I'm not going to accept, like, you can tell me that you're okay with doing things, but when I do it, it's a problem. I'm not going to accept that. You know, I'm not going, because I have accepted it before, so it might be to a point where a person might think it's okay to do. But that's one thing I don't like, where in some relationships that they feel like they can do whatever, and then when you do it, it's a deal breaker. They done with you, but you can stick along with someone over and over again for years and years and deal with what they have done. But when you do it, it's a problem. Like a man say, if a woman cheat, I'm done with her. You know, but a woman
But
can
women
be,
should
a
do
man
that
can
too.
a man can cheat on them numerous of times, and we can
even
stick
playing
around.
That's a lot of
stick around.
men.
But
That's
you know
Lena,
what
what's
you
your deal
said.
breaker?
But it's a
A
two-way
woman
street.
should
Don't do
not
something.
accept that.
Funny you
Exactly.
said
Don't do
that.
something that you don't want me to
There's
do.
so many
Always
examples.
think of it in that way,
it's-
and you should be able to behave off of that.
Because
Because don't ever think that I can't do what you do.
It's so many men that don't handle that very well at all.
Lena,
They will
what's your
not-
deal breaker?
They will not let.
I got a lot of
And,
them.
and guess what? And
got
then
that.
why
We
have
should
so many
why,
deal
okay,
breakers. This
if
is-
they
got a
can't
lot.
handle that, then why should we sit there and
Right.
handle it well? So that it just doesn't make
I
any
agree.
sense.
I agree.
So if you cheat, listen, if we have this understanding when we enter into this relationship that we're both going to be monogamous, you agree to that.
Right.
And I'm verbally going to ask you this. This is verbal communication here. This is not an assumption. We're going to be in a monogamous relationship. I agree. Okay, if you go out and cheat next week, guess what? Your ass is blocked and deleted.
Yes.
There's no question. There's no redeeming yourself.
Right.
I'm going to be brokenhearted and I may cry for 2 years. But guess what? I'm not going to accept you back.
Right.
Because you violated the contract.
Exactly.
Right.
But no,
It's
but
over.
no. What I'm saying is, it's a lot of men that can't accept you cheating back.
back what they do.
I'm not going to.
But that's okay.
I'm not
Just
going
like-
to cheat
A lot
on
of
you.
women do
It
that.
Walk
doesn't
away
matter
if
why
I'm done
cheat
with you.
back. I'm just saying the male
Yeah.
ego.
I'm not gonna do that.
cannot
Right.
Accept that.
accept
Have
that.
you ever cheated on a man?
They will no. I have never cheated on a man.
And I believe her. She said that with confidence.
They will leave yo like it
How
doesn't
could?
matter. Why did you ask me
I'm
that,
just
though?
curious. I'm just curious. I
But
ask a lot
see,
of
we're
questions.
more prone to give out
wanted to
what
know.
we want back. You know, and so why am I going to cheat on you and I don't want you to cheat on me? I'm going to treat you like you want to be treated.
Right.
You
Oh,
know?
wait a
But
minute,
you know
wait a minute.
what?
Randy has something
I
to
have
say.
an actual question.
Yes.
Should monogamy still be assumed to be to the default in this day and age, or should you have that discussion regardless?
You should have that discussion.
Yes, you should have that discussion.
That discussion. be
So you're
had
asking
upfront.
if I should ask my partner if they believe in monogamy?
Exactly. That's one of your
Yes,
questions.
that's
you
a
have
good thing
to.
to do.
I have.
And what they say?
Some said no, some said yes.
Okay.
And
now,
what did you do? You continue to
one-
talk
and you
to
hold
him?
Yeah.
them accountable.
Hell
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And I moved how I was supposed to move with the motherfuckers that said, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, I'm, you know. And the ones that said no, then I did my thing.
Can
I'm just
I
saying.
say this? to him? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
You
interrupt
okay?
you. You have been saying a lot of good stuff over there. But I want to thank you for allowing me to come on this.
You was on here last week. I saw you last week.
God, it's my
that was
first time.
I'm
Girl,
sorry.
y'all look.
We look at
Oh,
Lord.
Lord. She had the hat on and everything.
Oh my God.
Oh, she talking about CP.
But no,
With
I
you,
want to thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, CP.
You
For
know
the
what?
narcissist show.
Yeah, that was CP.
I want to
wasn't
thank you.
you?
We
No.
need this.
Yeah.
We need things like
Come back
this.
anytime.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Come
it.
back 2 weeks.
I
we
appreciate
can start
us.
bringing some more women with
We-
you.
Yes,
You
I
know?
appreciate
See,
that
that's
though.
the
You know,
Yeah.
we need that, and
Yeah.
we need people like you and this and this beautiful
Men, yes.
melanin skin that you have.
Yes, sir.
To do things like this for our community, for men can see you as a leader and see you trying to bring positivity to our communities, because we need that. Black men need black men like this, and not black men on like Lil Wayne and Future and everybody else.
He cracked out.
I want to ask Lano, do
I
you believe in
appreciate that.
monogamy, Lano?
Oh, that's not what
I
I'm
say
saying.
yes.
Break it,
Say yes.
I believe in it.
Why did you hesitate, sir?
You said, why did I hesitate?
Okay, let
He
me
shook his
let
head.
me ask you what you asked me. Have you ever cheated in your relationships?
No, I never cheated in a relationship. In a situationship, I may have dipped out. But
See,
that's
there
a
you go.
difference.
That's
a
a
difference, though.
Did she
That's
know?
a difference.
Hold
That's a
up,
difference.
hold up.
How did she
slow
know
you was
down.
in a
Did
situation?
she know
How
she was in a
How
situation?
did she feel about
And
that?
you know what? Women
Because,
need to
see, this
stop
is-
assuming that it's a relationship when it's just a
But
situation.
men don't communicate that.
Yeah, they don't. They act like they in a
That's where I was
relationship.
getting
They act
at.
like they in a relationship.
Okay,
Women need to
but
stop assuming.
But why? Okay, but okay,
Right.
okay.
Put the mic back down.
You're
Put the
right.
mic
You're
back
right.
down.
You're right. But why do I have to always freaking ask? Why
Because
can't?
it is
'Cause
your
you need to know.
responsibility
It's my
to yourself.
responsibility.
Yeah,
Well,
you need to know.
something y'all women have done has messed a lot of us up anyway. Because we
There
ask
you go.
y'all, we say, are we dating? Then y'all say,
Y'all don't ask that.
can I finish? We ask y'all, are we dating? Then y'all say, we dating. So I say, what are we working towards? You like, we're working towards being exclusive. So I'm like, so what is exclusive? Then you say, well, exclusive means we're only messing with each other. So then I say, so how long are we going to be exclusive for? Then y'all say, we're going to be exclusive until I feel we need to take it to the next level. So I say, what's the next level? Then she say, that's a relationship. So y'all are putting levels on this stuff. And it's
I know. I never heard that.
It is.
I don't know that.
Everybody
on that.
asks
What's
that.
the age?
But
What's the age on
actually,
that? What you
I
have
believe in
conversation
going with a
with?
natural
I'm 35.
flow.
I'm 35.
Oh, so we
I believe in the natural flow, but
So we all in the
most
same age
times
group.
I don't know about that degree of levels.
I'm like,
that's
what's
a
the
lot of
level?
levels.
That's a
for
lot
the
of levels.
relationship.
And that's-
I think that a lot of
You
guys.
can't make any assumptions.
I think when you
got-
get-
I don't make
Exactly.
assumptions.
When you let it flow and it
Okay,
gets
I
to
do
a
make
certain level,
assumption I make. You know what assumption I make? 5 stars. Hold up.
I make assumptions. Yeah, I do make assumptions.
So my thing is this.
Assumption I make,
So my thing
that
is
it's a
this.
female before me that he was already fucking on, so he gonna fuck on her, and me and him gonna build from here.
So-
I'm gonna knock that
so
bitch
look.
out the way, and then he gonna like me.
So why you putting us in all these levels?
I ain't put you at a level.
Yeah.
You said
You
love.
said, I
know what I'm saying?
What
That's-
women are you, the women you date, what's their ages? Are they 35, 36?
I'm gonna say anywhere between 26 up to
Damn.
50.
Yes.
26 to 50.
Wow.
Okay.
I've dated all these ages.
The
huh?
that's too many levels.
I mean, in my
before
profession, I meet a lot
the
of business
relationship.
and professional people.
And when you get
So-
to the point where you want to be in a relationship with that person, most men that I've come across are, when you gonna become my lady? When you gonna be my lady?
But in,
That's
You have that-
the
That's a
question you
bad
get.
sign.
Right, and
But-
I don't want
What's the
to
bad
be
sign?
pressing
But when
a
you
man.
put-
I
A
want
man
to
asking a
press
woman
me.
that's so
listen to
I'm
soon.
the
Well,
chick.
no,
But listen to this.
not,
When you're telling us-
it's no
when you're
time
telling us
limit on
we're
it. I
dating
mean, when
we're exclusive,
you two feel like
that's
you're at
nothing to
that
us.
point,
If you're
or
not telling us
when
we're in a
that guy feels like you're at that point,
I
not
thought
from the
we're
get
in this
go.
first day
Situationship.
he's saying this.
You
No,
can't-
no,
you can't
just
classify
when
levels
y'all
of
get to
that.
that
Okay,
point,
that's fine.
or
If
he
a
feel
woman-
like he's ready,
He's a creep.
because I think when a woman gets into a relation or a dealing with the guy, we automatically assume. And they probably do too, that we're already dealing with somebody, because 9 times out of 10, that's what it is.
what
You're
I was
already
saying.
dealing with somebody. So if you're
I
already
get that
dealing
a
with
lot.
somebody, you're going to give it time in between. And then most guys usually ask, when you going to be my lady? When you going to be? And then that's when we put our questions in place. Are you dealing with somebody already? Or
that should be already
I'm
established.
sorry, yes.
That should already be
it should already be
established.
established.
The first
but
15 minutes.
Yeah.
that's when you put things into place. That's when you put things into place as far as
Oh, well, that's okay.
what you want.
I was fine with that.
But you
from,
just
from the beginning, I think it should be no expectations. Because
Exactly.
you're trying
That's
to fill each
important.
other out and everything. But then when he asks you that, that's when everything should be laid into place. This is
When you dating somebody,
this is what I'm looking for, and then he has the opportunity to say, well, no. He has the opportunity to pull back, and so do you.
But some of them don't say that because they want that that thing behind.
Right,
it.
they do.
So-
And I made a post about that. I made a post about
They
that.
want that.
I said
Certain questions.
that if men did not lie to get the
Draw.
I'm trying to
Yes,
stop
yes.
saying
Draw.
PUS as well.
Yeah, but it's coming from a woman,
Draw.
so
If
it's
men
fine.
did not lie to get the pussy, then some wouldn't get none at all. Because that's what they do. They lie to get the sex from you.
Okay.
But seeing, just like I was telling you, women
Go ahead.
lie just to go on certain dates. Now, if you really
I've heard
want
that
to,
too.
if you really want
Just
to,
for a meal.
if you really want to get to know this man, he say, "Let's meet at Starbucks," and you
Okay.
say,
What
"No,
is this
that's-"
microphone doing in my face? I gotta talk around it.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And you know-
Man, we about to wrap it up.
women lie to go on dates. So if I say, "Let's go to Starbucks,"
I've heard that.
you say, "Oh no, I want to go to Starbucks." I say, "Where you want to go?" "I want to go to Red Lobster." But I'm just trying to get to know you. So what difference do it make where we go?
I agree.
Exactly. I
We
agree.
can go
And
to
right, that's a
Starbucks.
red flag right there.
Right.
It is
Okay.
for the
well, listen,
men.
yeah.
Right, because
you
he
know
might
what?
try to take you to Red Lobster just to see, or the cheaper, or Starbucks, wherever, just to see if you're a gold digger. I mean,
Yeah.
And that's fine.
don't
But-
expect the biggest.
But to
thing
y'all,
right on
it's all
back.
about y'all just want to get the meal.
No, I don't know.
No.
I can pay
Oh,
for
hey,
mine.
No.
But-
Right,
we gonna have to
right.
wrap this
Bitches
up.
that ain't got
Okay.
no money.
We're gonna have to wrap this up. We're gonna have to wrap this up.
continue in
We gonna
2
have to-
weeks.
We're gonna have to continue this in 2 weeks.
I couldn't even
This
really get to my
2
point.
hours
Hey,
for about 5.
I had another,
Okay,
I had another
okay.
point to go with that.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
I'm
2 weeks.
coming back. I'm
You
coming
know,
back
these
in
ladies
2
want to come back. We can come back
I'm
and finish
coming
in
back.
2 weeks. But let's
I'll
wrap
bring
this
a
up 'cause
book
I
in.
want these ladies to get their plug.
I'm gonna bring some questions in
So
here.
get your plug in. Tell them what you do.
Okay,
You gotta do it quick.
I have a cleaning service. My name is Latoya Cross. I have a cleaning service. It's called Cross Connections, and my slogan is "Get connected with Cross Connections for any and all cleaning needs." My contact is 810-285-6626.
Okay.
And I'm Keela Harrison again, and I'm with Assiduous Beauty, and that's based out of Flint, Michigan. And I'm a licensed esthetician since 2008.
License.
And you can contact me at 810-503-4355. Lash extensions. That's the main thing right now that everybody's looking for.
Okay.
But
We ain't gotta go to Lane or Randy. They
Yeah.
know him. Come on, Beauty.
Well, I don't have my business going, but you can follow me on Instagram. And
That's it. That's good. That's business.
I had to pull out my phone, y'all. 'Cause
Okay.
So what is it?
Nola _got to have it. That's NOLA _GOT the number 2 HAVIT.
Number 2. And thank y'all again. We gonna see y'all
Yes.
in 2 weeks to continue
Yes,
this great
we
conversation
will.
that we have.
And
on the
don't
third
forget
quarter.
to
I'll
don't
be
forget-
don't
here.
forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Third quarter.
Third quarter, we out. See you in 2 weeks. All right. Thank y'all.
Bye.